All right, hello everybody. We should be live. It's not showing up as live. It's okay, there we go. Welcome in everybody. It is another Sunday night. So, of course, the setup has given me troubles. We love it. Welcome in. I hope everybody had a wonderful week. Drew is texting me. You never answered, or Drew's not texting me. Drew, I didn't respond to Drew's text earlier. You never answered my question earlier. I was too dialed in to be concerned with trivialities, the trivial things that Drew messaged me. Trace saying me. Glad we're excited. All right, where are we? I think we started on this briefly last week, but we were only at 6, so we are chilling. Drew is saying the thing he texted me was an important existential question. The thing he texted me was, have you? You know what? I don't even feel like it. I don't even feel like repeating it. I'm not. No. Semi Marco saying trivialities, big words for our main man Ewan. Thank you, Semi Marco. I am quite the big brain word user. There we go. I just completely repealed any credit I got for using trivialities. I think we thought this was Lesotho or Eswatini last time. We got left-hand drive, and that kind of looks like the Lesothan flag. Drew saying I almost got you to say it. Yeah, I could say it. It would be appropriate, but I don't feel like saying it because it just feels... Drew, if you'd like to type it, I'm not going to say it, but you can type it if you'd like. It's just like, you get the most like 2 brain cell texts on a Sunday while you're grinding, and you're like, meh, I'm not saying anything to that until my brain is shutting off for the evening. And I need to keep my brain sharp for GeoGuessr. I can't shut my brain off early on a Sunday, because then what do I do when it gets to crunch time? I'll sit here, I'll spawn in, and I'll say this is Greece, and then look at that, and then Drew putting it in the chat, and I just can't bring myself to say it. So if you'd like to see it, it's in the chat. I do think, you know what, we're at 6. I honestly think that we should just say that this is Lesotho. And kind of call it, as opposed to meandering around for 20-30 minutes, but I could be convinced either way. Trace saying hair's looking a little better tonight. Thank you, Trace. Thank you. It did grow out a bit this week. I went on I bought my own... what do you call that? I bought my own one of those and a 3-panel mirror so I can stop going to the barber. But then I found my old barber who had disappeared off the face of the earth. I went through a total rabbit hole the other night. It was like I found an old confirmation email. I had the place spelled wrong, so that's why I couldn't find the confirmation. Oh, hold on. Confirmation emails previously. That's a .za, but this is not South Africa. Or it could be. Iltired saying Clippers, thank you. You have the same mirror. Okay. So, you know what? That is reassuring to me that other people do this, and it is like a rational... Okay. MR roads, here we go. In Eswatini. D roads. We need D roads. I don't know. Maybe if we look around here. Eltire's saying, yeah, just do #1 buzz cut every other week in the summer. See, that's the vibe. That is the vibe. And it's... I kind of want to learn how to do a solid fade, but it's going to take me like months and so many messed up hairstyles, but okay. I do want to say this is Eswatini now. I'm bouncing back between 7 different thoughts here. Drew saying I'm so excited for Ewan to be bald someday. That probably will happen. I know my genetics. I know what's coming for me. I think with it being an MR road that we are probably safely in Eswatini. What do people think? But I found an old confirmation email. It had his name in it. I'm like, perfect. It directed me to like a a portfolio page for him, which had his first and last name. I'm like, perfect. Put that into Google. Found his Instagram. His Instagram did not link. No, I found his website, which did not say where he works. And that had his Instagram in it. So I went to the Instagram, which also didn't say where he worked, but it had a reviews, like story highlights tab. And I went through that and I figured out which place he's working at. And so now I'm significantly less upset. So that was my big win for the week. Sammy Marcos saying, I know it's last week's news, but LeBron to the 76ers is insane. I feel like that never happens. It's never like a big athletes like LeBron. They never go to markets like Philly. You know, they go where it's warm or where there's low taxes, or to like a New York or an LA. They never. Sammy Marcos asking, did you GeoGuessr your barber on Instagram? Yes. Dude, I had to find this man. I'm telling you, it takes him a half hour to do a haircut that realistically could be done in 7 minutes. Like the precision, and it's cheaper at the new place. I checked. There's no point trying to pronounce that. That's just so far from. There's like too many consonants altogether. This should be saying it on here. I just can't read anything. I think this is Eswatini. Does anybody object? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Yeah, Trey's saying find a good barber and stick to her like glue. See, that's the move. That's the move. You find one and you stick to them forever. I've had a bunch of recommendations, but I'm not like, it's been a lot of my like girlfriends who have said go to my person, and then I Google them and they don't do men. I'm like, ah. And Sammy Marco saying his name is Salvatore, and does he have an amazing Italian New York accent? No, he's Thai. He is Thai. Drew's saying, I know a great Albanian barber. That's our boy back home. All right, Eswatini, we're doing it. There we go. This is North America. This is the most North American street. And that's in French, so this is Quebec. How do we know it's Quebec? Boom. Arrête. Least, like, canonically accurate way of pronouncing that. Also North American coded, but not North America. Actually, it's the more I look at it, it's not North American coded at all. It just kind of vaguely looks blah blah blah. Iltard saying, oh no, translate. Yeah, arrête. Iltard saying arrête. It translates for me. It like automatically translates, so I have to catch it. I have to notice like that doesn't look right, and press the little translate button next to it. It does show the translate button, so I have to notice the translate button, but I don't always notice it, so I have to be like, that makes no sense. Like the other week, I realized this afterwards, but Kat said something. It was like, oh, this is street in Spanish, but it translated Kat's saying street into just street. So what I saw on my end is, in Swedish, street is street. And I was like, oh, interesting. When in reality, it was the completely different word. So let's read this. That's Romanian. No, that's either Romanian or Turkish. I think it's Turkish. I'm pretty sure that's Turkish. I don't think Romanians would be too happy with that. With me getting this isn't Turkey though. This doesn't. Is this? Am I just not having a day? This is Baltic, not Turkish. Eltard saying, is that a Turkish flag in the background? Is it? No, that's the flag of the Lithuanian. That's a Lithuanian flag. Good catch on the flag. Yeah, that's Lithuanian. So is that one. This is Lithuania. My brain is not on it today. That was tough. That was not like it was a tough round. That was like tough to experience. That was not good. That's an omen for some mistakes tonight. Mistakes are coming. So, on the heels of that, we are again in Europe. But where? Where might we be? Ooh, Sammy Marco biked 7 miles today. You are tired, as one would say. Where'd you bike to? I know you were cycling to the grocery store previously. Is this Romanian? Is this Romanian? Drew relating this to a place near where we're from that no one will get. Yes, Sammy Marcus saying, Je suis tired. See, I had to, and now YouTube's being weird. I had to press the translate button to read what you said in its original form. Ethan Brujas saying Czech or Slovak, I think. Okay. Yeah, we're used to these. These are the Czechoslovak bins, but we don't know which one they are. Czech or Slovak. And I really gotta dial in on my Slovak. It's only like 5 weeks I'll be in Slovakia. I gotta cancel that stream on the Discord. There we go, that's easy. Any objections to Czech Republic? Yep, that's Slovakia. Sammy Marcos saying I biked to 2 Green Line stops for videos and then to 2 grocery stores. Okay, that'll be sick. Look forward to those videos. Bike to 2 Green Line stops for videos and then 2 grocery stores. Alright, let's do it. Wait, why 2 grocery stores? Does one have stuff you can only get there, and you don't like stuff from the other? Is that a flag in the window? That would be super helpful. No, I thought it kind of looked like a Polish flag. Oh, No, I don't know. So, funnily enough, I had 4 Diet Dr. Peppers today, and I was like, oh, I'm not even feeling that wired, and now I'm feeling kind of wired. Sammy Marco saying, yeah, Aldi for the cheap stuff, Wegmans for 2 things that I can't get at Aldi. Yep, figured as much. That's English, but is this going to be cars on the correct side? Christopher likes saying a few minutes late here, but watching SummerSlam at the same time. Is that a wrestling thing? I think I saw an ad for that. Minnesota, right? Seedorf Burn. I feel like I've heard of Burn before. Drew saying I had 4 monsters yesterday. It was lit. That is not good. That is not good, Drew, for your heart. Trace saying Dr. Pepper, best drink ever invented. Fully agree, and we're out of coverage. Yep, can't go that way. Oh, Christopher likes saying yes. It is the wrestling thing. Fire, we love that. Wait, did we see a flag? There we go. Christopher like agreeing. Dr. Peppers are the best. Dr. Peppers are just so good. Like it just leaps and bounds above everything else. You know, in the UK, it doesn't taste the same. You can get them, but they don't taste the same. But on the flip side, there's another great soda. So Iron Brew, Scottish soda. You can get it anywhere in the UK. Fantastic. You can get it here. I have 3 cans of it in the fridge, in a brown bag in the fridge right now, saving them for a special occasion, because it's so expensive to get. I tried buying. I was like, you know what I haven't done? I haven't looked at a 6-pack on Amazon. And I wanted to get the sugar-free version, because, you know, you want to be healthy. So I check it out. It's like $48 for a 6-pack. It's like, I'm not doing that. I'm not spending $48 on a 6-pack of. At that point, I'd rather just fly to the UK for a weekend and have a few. Go to like some restaurants and enjoy it, and go to a Premier League. Like at that point, just go all in. It's $48 for a 6-pack of soda, diet soda. Sammy Marcos saying 4 Dr. Peppers is crazy when you have to sleep all night. That's all-nighter fuel. So I justified it by not having a second coffee this morning. I usually have 2 coffees. I only had 1. So that's the math there. That's the big brain thinking that you all see on GeoGuessr once a week. I get to live with it every day and be a genius. Still nothing helpful out here. Drew saying a friend crushed 30 cans of Diet Dr. Pepper within 4 hours. Drew has weird friends. Like, I am Drew's most normal friend, and Drew will admit that. Drew has weird friends. Drew knows a guy who like... There was an all-you-can-eat buffet in Austria that changed their rules after Drew's friend went. It was Drew's friend, Gavin. Trey's asking, is it Bern, Switzerland? So I thought that would maybe be too obvious. Like, it's too small. That's what I was thinking. But maybe it's what they want you to think, right? Maybe they named it that. Because we found out last week there's 2 Salzburgs. But, yeah. Sammy Marco asking what does Iron Brew taste like? No idea. No idea. There's no, like, discernible flavor. That's probably a regional flag. Which makes me think Switzerland. W. Dick saying Dutch language, right? Oh, no, .ch. This is Switzerland. Alright, any objections there? While I catch up on the chat. W. Dick saying we are so back. We are indeed so back. Ooh, got a burp there. That's probably the 4 Dr. Peppers. Christopher like saying went to a 7-Eleven in Melbourne when you were there. Found a can of Dr. Pepper on the shelf. I was stunned. Global brand. Global brand. Dr. Pepper's on the up. Girl math or Ewan math. I think guy math is a thing. I think I've heard that in some French, Arab, this is Tunisia. But we'll meander around briefly to be sure. Yeah, Drew's saying the buffet dude was also a rock skipping world champion. Yeah, see, of course he was. There's another guy Drew knows who got stabbed outside a Red Lobster. Tunisian flag. Yep, Iltard saying flag on the mosque. Let's run it. Soup JC saying Swiss has a low cam for privacy. Problem was, I can never tell if it's low cam. I'm always so bad. Even when we think it's Switzerland, it takes someone saying it's low cam for me to even clock that it's low cam. It just doesn't register. Oh, Drew's saying it's Red Lobster Man's birthday today. Happy birthday to him. I'm glad he's alive. He very nearly died in the Red Lobster stabbing. Drew's the kind of person who knows rock skipping world champions and people who've been stabbed in the Red Lobster parking lot. Just what an interesting person. Drew finds a way of just bringing together the most interesting people. W. Dig saying Italy. Okay, I like that. W. Dig would... I trust W. Dig saying Italy. Recent trip to Sicily. I looking at that language, I was like, I've got no idea. But W. Dig saying that is helpful. Fermata. Drew saying I collect freaks. He does. He's not a normal friends. Sammy Marco saying why wouldn't they have Dr. Pepper in Australia? I think Dr. Pepper's just not been as much of a... Hold up. Yeah, that's almost certainly Italian. Does anyone object to Italy? We could keep looking, but also that's an Italian plate, that's an Italian plate, that's an Italian plate. We've seen Italian. It's not like... There's no mountains, so we're not in San Marino. I think we're safe going with Italy here. But I feel like Dr. Pepper, even a few years ago, you couldn't really get it. I've heard it was a southern thing, and then it made it up north. But I could be totally wrong about that. I could be thinking of something else. Yeah, Trey's saying hard to find sometimes even in New York City. Yeah, it is. You don't find it everywhere. I like Dr. Pepper Zeros, but they don't have them at my grocery store. They have singles. I get the Dr. Peppers. I get the Dr. Pepper Zero singles sometimes as a special treat. But I can't. Yeah, Trace Sink definitely more southern. Exactly. So they're a Texas brand. All right, we're doing Italy. Love it. Shout out W Dig there. See Daniel Walsh saying Dr. Pepper goated. It's goated. It's exactly goated. Yep. See, Texas. Dr. Pepper will be bottled by different companies. Drew's saying Dr. Pepper will be bottled by different companies depending on which market you're in. Yes, but I think the baseball stadium in Frisco, Texas was called Dr. Pepper Stadium for a while. Like, that's like such a random niche knowledge, but Frisco baseball stadium. Writers Field, and it was called... Don't they usually have a section that says this is what it used to be called? Former names: Dr. Pepper 7-Up Ballpark, Dr. Pepper Ballpark. See? Yeah, see, look at that. Dr. Pepper Ballpark. Boom. Dr. Pip. Mr. Pip. It's Mr. Pip, Dr. Pepper. There's Dr. Bob. There's also another one. There's another Dr. something. My friend and I got a case of it one time because it was funny. It was from a Giant in Maryland. Not a literal giant, but the food store. Okay, Spanish, which we saw coming. Yeah, Sammy Marco saying, I first saw Dr. Pepper in 2010 on baseball games. I thought it was new then and didn't know it was decades old. Yeah, I don't really know the history of it. Or anything I do was just kind of vague and it's just legend. Is this Uruguay? Where's the sun? Sun's to the north, and my theory is Uruguay. We're near the coast. We've got the palm tree. Dr. Thunder! It's the Walmart generic Dr. Pepper. I gotta get that. I'm DoorDashing Walmart as soon as we're done. Christopher likes saying Dr. Pepper originated in Dublin, Texas. Okay. I thought it was a Frisco thing, but that's simply because that's what it says on the bottle. Ooh, my throat. Hold up. I've got to scoop my way over to the air conditioning saga is continuing. I tried fixing it. I feel like I mentioned this a week or so ago. It was giving me a sore throat again. I took it apart over the weekend, cleaned up the insides, and I swear it made it worse. So, new air conditioner's on its way. Gets here Wednesday, and until then, I went and bought a stand-up fan because I showered like 3 times by 1 p.m. Miserable. It's so hot. WD saying logo on bottom of the page. Is that... Were you referring to the Wikipedia? And Drew saying the AC in your living room is the coldest thing I've ever experienced. That's what when I get back from outside, I go stand in front of it. With there being no AC. Yeah, Sammy Marco saying this week's going to be hot. It's insane. Every time I went outside today, I had to change. What's it? Sammy Marco saying, yeah, Giant Maryland and Giant Pennsylvania are 2 different companies. I can see how for tax reasons that works out. I can see why they might do that. Kind of makes sense, right? I can get that. How can we prove that this is Uruguay? It's gonna have to be on a sign, pretty much. Or... Haha, I thought of that. I didn't see that. I thought of that, and it was like, what if I zoomed in on this plate? There we go, Uruguay. WD saying we need soccer meta. I can do you one better. Unblurred license plate. We got it. I forgot where Uruguay is for a second. Nice. Sammy Marco saying, okay, no, the... Wait, really? Giant in Pennsylvania and Maryland are two different origins and are owned by 2 different megacorps? That's crazy. I had no idea. This is North America. Kind of looks like Utah plates, but I'm not sure. Christopher likes saying it's been so hot the last week I actually had a scare on Monday. What do you mean? You had a scare. Oh, Ethan Bruja saying, speaking of plates, I saw a car with Ukraine plates on the tollway outside of Chicago this afternoon. That's wild. Like just actual Ukraine plates. I'm trying to, because I feel like you see them I see like once a year you see like a Germany one. Never see Ukraine. That's crazy. Like, I wonder what the story there is. Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Semi-Marco. The houses look more Midwest than Rockies. So let's just go look for a speed limit sign and see what unit of measurement it's using. Oh, there's the Rockies. Wait, did I just see a U.S. flag? You know what? I don't want to fall into the trap of someone with the same idea as me of hanging up. Okay, yeah, you know what? That's the United States. That's the United States. Any objections to that? Fireworks with the American flag and then the 30 other. Okay, Illinois plate on that car. Saw the blue, yellow UA on the front. Okay, Illinois plate on the back. Blue. So I guess it's legal then. I guess because Illinois does. Well, assuming from that, Illinois doesn't have front plate laws then. All right, let's run it. Ireland, just from, yeah, that's an Irish plate. If this were the UK, the back plates would be yellow, and the steering wheel is on the wrong side, which is how you know it's just like vibes alone, it's Ireland, and then everything else, you know it's Ireland. All right. Yeah. Okay, we're doing Ireland. Does anyone disagree? Does anyone think, like, wait, hold up? Where's the sun? Sun's to the south. It's 100% Ireland. There you go. Oh, geez, Christopher, like, at work I literally overheated. Management stopped me and sat me down with water and a fan. That's insane. It took me 2 hours to cool down. I went home shortly after. Well, I'm glad you're all right enough to be here now. Like, are you feeling okay now? Meboyi Videov. Oh, no. Videnov. Yeah, okay, then I don't know what that word is. European plate. This is going to be Bulgaria. Off of my very limited... Well, that's interesting. Okay, no, that is just Greek. That's just Greek. Is it, though? Well, it is, but, like, wait, hold up. Let's go back to that. Why was that? That's Cyrillic. It's got to be Greece, though, right? But Iltard saying I'll be in Idaho tomorrow for work. Super exciting. Where in Idaho? Let's see. What's this truck's deal? There's words on. You know what? Trucks move. They're probably just doing work on the other side of the border. Because the Cyrillic was on a van, which moves, and the Greek was on something, like, attached to the ground. Exactly. Drew's saying I trust the sign to be more local than the vehicle. Alright. I'm saying Greece. Does anybody object? Iltired's saying off to Boise. Nice. We were in Idaho in the last U.S. round. Gotcha. Okay, I didn't pay attention to that. Boise seems cool. I've always wanted to go simply out of a curiosity. Like, what is there? It's kind of... I assume that's how we reached the Saskatoon joke. As a kind of what is there. Boise. Yeah. Yeah, it would be super interesting. They played... I guess ESPN has been playing the Savannah Bananas recently. They've been playing that at the gym. And the Savannah Bananas were in Boise last night. Yeah. If that was live, then it was last night. All right, let's do let's read this sign on this fence. All right, yep, touch, yeah, we're good. Yeah, Christopher Lex saying, don't ever think it can't happen to you. Overheating heat stroke is no joke. I think in the span of an hour, I consumed 5 bottles of water. Yeah, it just happens. It's kind of crazy. I've seen it. I've seen someone just like pass out in front of me. Like we were in line for food and just... You never expect it. This font is weird. I can't tell what it is. Yeah, 5 bottles of water an hour. That's... Sammy Marco saying, hey, I have a friend who works for the Savannah Bananas. That's awesome. It seems like a fun thing. It's not what I expect to see on ESPN. But yeah, they were in Boise. I still don't quite understand it. I could really use something. What side of the road are you driving on? I can't tell. Are we passing them? I still can't tell. Let's look in this car. Nope, that car's gone. And it's back. Where's the steering wheel at? I really can't tell. Christopher likes hand. It was inside. And the air barely worked. That's insane. That is really just insane. Long Sierra Lifestyle Cafe. Alright. Can we find some, what was it? What was the beer that was kind of funny? Was it Lao beer? This isn't Laos, but I'm just hoping for a beer meta or something. I'm hoping for anything. German sounding Cambodian beer. Where you at? For real? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure this is Cambodia. Could I be wrong and this is Thailand? Absolutely. What side of the road are they driving on? I can't see the steering. This is driving me insane. Left-hand drive. This is Thailand because Cambodia is on the other side. Is on our side. So it's Thailand. Any objections to that? That is, that's us using the big brain. Mega mind. Ugh. Oof. It was not big brain having the 4 Dr. Peppers. I only finished the 4th one like an hour and a half ago. Like, these weren't midday Dr. Peppers. These were... The first one was with breakfast. I have a problem. At least it's Dr. Pepper that I am addicted to and not like something actually bad. There we go. Could be way worse. Indonesia. Indonesian flag, Indonesian flag, Indonesian flags. We don't even need to do the... Yeah. Nobody was going to object to that. Yep. W Dick saying Indo send. We love it. Oh, what do we got? This feels Central European. I'm so excited to be in Central Europe in a few weeks. There was a bit of a wrench thrown into my plan. I discovered today. There was a law that I thought of. I was like, I should check on this. And unfortunately, I don't want to spoil anything. This video, there's a lot of cool things going on with this video. So much so that I actually had a whole teaser recorded. And that was going to come out yesterday, but all the footage got corrupted from the new camera. So that's a learning experience. But the Moldova video is going to be awesome. But I did think of a law. I was like, I should check if this is a thing. And then it is. Bit of a wrench, but I think I figured out how to adapt the plan around it. Yeah, WD saying Poland here. I'm fine with that. Yeah, the corrupted footage. It's like so it plays in QuickTime, so the footage is fine, but it won't upload into any editing software. So I don't. Yeah, this is Poland. Thoughts on the FIFA private investment scheme? Honestly, I never really even looked that much into it because once it went public, I was like, I'll look into it as this becomes a thing. And then everyone immediately denounced it, and I was like, oh, and like nothing. It seems to have blown up, and they've called it off. So I was like, cool, I don't have to learn what this was. So, love when it works out. This is Japan. Christopher likes saying the hydration breaks the World Cup are actually necessary. Yep. The heat is not normal for many of the clubs in the tournament. Yeah, I was not a hydration break hater. I know a lot of people were. I was pro hydration break. Any objections to Japan? Water's great. We love water. I'm thinking of the thirstiest I've ever been was in Chile. We were out. That's literally Japanese. I'm doing Japan. We were out with a group from the hostel. That's going to be Spanish. This will be Argentina. Where'd the sign go? Cool. Okay. Sun's to the north, so furthering my Argentina theory. What's it? Yeah, in Chile. We got 4 hours of sleep. Wake up. This is our last day in Santiago. With a friend. We have 2 separate flights back that night. But both our flights are at like 10 p.m. You know, hostel checkouts in the morning. The previous night, some people had invited us to this trek into the wilderness. We were like, we've got nothing to do all day. Let's do that. That could be fun. So we wake up at 8 a.m. We get 3 to 4 hours of sleep. Wake up, go over to their hostel, getting set up for the excursion, and they're like, yep, we'll be getting back at 9:30 tonight. And my friend and I were like, well, we're flying to the United States at 10. So we're not doing that. But we'd already checked out of our hostel, so we just walk onto the street. We've had 3 to 4 hours of sleep. It's blazing hot. It's the middle of it's like early February, so essentially what it is right now, but for them. And we are dying. We're just dehydrated. We walked. I was like, I know somewhere. It was a Sunday or something. There was a holiday. So everywhere's closed. We can't find water, and we were literally like, where are we? We're here in Bella Vista. And I was like, I know a place that's open, but you're not going to like it. And we walked across the city to like, to here. It's this mall. I knew this mall would be open. So we walked, it was like an hour in the heat, just dying. We walked into this juice place and just immediately slammed it. And we're like, 2 more, please. We did that a couple times. So, hydration is key. And then we still had no idea what to do with our day. We were too hot and exhausted, so we went and saw Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, in Spanish, at the mall in Santiago. And then went up San Cristobal Hill and went to the airport. It was a terrible day. Yeah, Christopher likes saying, dig the fact that the whole thing connected to, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people connected to people who just, it's all a little, it's fun. Province of Formosa. Where is the province of Formosa? I don't know. So it's like, I know this is Argentina. Let me look for a plate. Let me see your Argentine plates. I don't see them. Oop, wait. That kind of looks like an Argentine regional logo. But it's not enough. All right, well, that's done. It's the most obviously Argentina thing I've ever seen. It's just Evita. Like, okay, I know where this is now. Iltard saying we're not in Taiwan. That's for sure. Oh, it was the Evita Games. I didn't even read the sign. I just saw her and I was like, okay, done. Mongolia. Any objections? So funny. I mean, like, very clearly Mongolia. There's a world where this is Russia, but I'm gonna take that chance. I'm feeling risky. Feeling bold. Today I feel bold. Get it? Get the Infantino reference? Cows. Do they have cows? W Dig send the skull emoji. Glad someone appreciated the reference. That was a total coincidence, too. I thought of making that joke, and then I was like, oh, no way, we're talking about Infantino. Oh, the brain works in mysterious ways. Keep on moving, keep on moving. Today I feel like YOLOing Mongolia, as do I, W Dig. Does anyone firmly against this? Anyone firmly like, no, don't do this? Soup JC asking, any plans to a long distance walk video again? I would love to. The issue at the moment is still recovering from surgery. I thought they told me I'd be, running by April. It's August, and a couple days ago, I was in so much pain that I called my surgeon's office. 7 months post-op, I was like, "Hey, this feels worse than it did pre-surgery now." So I have a virtual appointment with the surgeon tomorrow. Yeah, Christopher likes saying we're not that deep in the street. Go for Mongolia. We love it. 2 people on board was all I needed. So I would love to do another long distance. I would love to. I would really love to. I just had to change. I will be cycling great. There's no coverage of that sign. I'll be cycling in Moldova in 5 weeks, and I was really looking forward to that. But I think with the progress I've made, it has to be an e-bike now, so that my foot doesn't explode. Which sucks. Although I can cover a lot more ground now. I'll have a lot more time to explore rather than just traveling between places. That like inadvertently started eating up a lot of time in the itinerary, and now I can just get from place to place in like an hour or 2 instead of 5. So, pros and cons, but I would have liked to be better. Yeah, wheelchair through Moldova. It might happen. I'm gonna ask the surgeon for an MRI tomorrow. Depending on how that goes, if we need another surgery, then I will schedule it for after Moldova, so I can go out with a bang. I do the Moldova trip, and then I come back, and then I die again, and I get to do this whole last 7 months over. Spanish. Soup JC saying out, sorry to hear that. Good luck on the recovery. Thank you, I appreciate it. Trace saying that stinks, sorry to hear. Thank you. It's life, you know. You've got Spanish. I'm feeling Peru at this point. Hopefully it's nothing crazy and nothing turns up and it's just like keep trying to get better. Sammy Marcos saying, bro, did you hurt your foot again? SMH, your foot is not helping you at all. And right after you moved to the most walkable city in the country. I know. It's, it was feeling so good, too. And then I started training for Moldova. And I did 1 hour on the Peloton last Friday. And normally my ankle would flare up for like a day if I did, say, 45 minutes on the Peloton. And that was back in May. But after this hour, 2 days later, it flared up for 5 days. So I'm just like, what's happening at this point? I'm like, what is my foot doing? So I need to call the surgeon and then call. This is Peru, 100%. This is Quechua. But happy to keep. I mean, I'm happy to do Peru at this point, or we can keep looking. It's really up to people. Christopher likes saying, there goes the Spanish announcer table, a WWE tradition like no other. Trace saying, I feel you have an ACL reconstruction in September after getting back from the U.S. Open. That is rough. Yeah, that's no joke. I had a friend get that, and she was just immobile for months. Well, not months. She was not good for months. She was immobile for, I think, a few weeks. That's rough. Sammy Marcos saying, how Moldova destroyed my foot. A Ewannnawe video coming fall of 2032. Yeah. I have it. I have, like, the Moldova video is really well put together. Like, the structure of it is really well put together in my head. And it will be the perfect poetic end to the video if it ends with, like, this is it, now I'm gone again. The foot is gone again. And it's interesting because I think back to the inciting incident, the Montreal video. That was the inciting incident. And I think at the end of it, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, you can watch this. You can watch me have this battle with myself over what do I do. Because I'm like, I don't want to give up. I don't like giving up. I should keep going. I should keep going until my ankle breaks. I should keep going. It doesn't matter what the long-term consequences of this are. And then I decide, no, I have to be responsible and put my health first and not keep going. Little did I know, I already had done 2 years of damage. 22 months of damage at this point. Sammy Marcos saying the last part of the video is you being wheeled into foot surgery to electric boogaloo. Even better. It's even better. Dude. It'd be the most poetic. I hope it doesn't happen. I will knock on wood. Like, if you gave me a knife, like a rusty knife, and said, you can either cut one of your toes off or do the last 6 months, like go back into surgery, I'd cut a toe off. Like a middle toe so it doesn't affect my stability. And then I got a tetanus shot, like 5 years ago, so I'm probably fine. Trey saying it is. Had right knee done a few years ago, now the left one, dreading. Yeah, I can't imagine. Not fun. You don't realize how bad it is until you get it, and it just started hurting right now, out of nowhere. Ow. This is annoying. Hello, doc. Just cut off a toe. Any of the middle ones. Literally, I would go for the middle one. The question is, do I do it on my bad foot or my good foot? Do I do it on my good foot to even it out, or do I do it on the bad foot? And it's, I guess it depends on if my bad foot is as part of the deal, does my bad foot automatically become better? Because at that point, I don't care. No, I would still do the bad foot. because I'm right-footed, which if you didn't know the thing is a thing. They did this in swim. Because the way you start, you like put 1 foot forward, and if you don't know which foot to put forward, your coach will just say like, okay, stand still, and they'll push you forward, and whichever foot you catch yourself with, that's the foot you're footed. It'll always be the same one. So, fun fact. If any of you would like to enlist your friends to push you tomorrow, you can find out which foot is your dominant foot. Yeah, exactly, Trace. It's like you have to get worse to get better. It's yeah, this bus is telling me nothing. I don't know why, I got on a really, like Friday night, I just got in a really weird rabbit hole on YouTube, and I ended up watching some of the stream. It was the first stream post-op where it only lasted 40 minutes because I was sitting here going like, ah! And you all were like, dude, stop. Just call it. I was just kind of laughing. I was like, this is hilarious. What an idiot. Christopher likes saying, watch a YouTuber travel from New Jersey to Canada using nothing but public transportation, no Amtrak or Greyhound. Love that. Had to walk a mile to the border. Mile to the border from St. Albans, Vermont. That's so funny. See, I want to do videos like that. I've had so many ideas in the past 2 years when I haven't been able to walk. You know how many ideas I have? Like 7. and I can't do them. Hopefully, my physical therapist is diving with whales in Mexico right now. But once he's back, I'm calling it. He is getting a text. I'm like, bro, need to talk to you now. I don't like bothering him when he's out of the country. Oh, the border agents wouldn't let him cross. No, how come? Semi more consent. Yeah, that was rough to watch from our view. Yeah. As I watched it, I was like, wow, this is kind of just like crazy. This is on the internet, but I said during that stream that I would delete it, and as I was watching, I was like, I'm not going to delete this, but this is wild. I like having it there. I don't think it shows character, but something along those lines, you know? Endurance. 40 minutes of endurance. My foot is being so weird right now. I think this is a physical therapist thing. I don't think this is even a... Hopefully it's just a physical therapist thing. I stopped going to them because I was feeling better, so I guess I gotta go back. Oh, he wanted to go in and go back. Can't really do that. Could he have theoretically gone in, not told them he was immediately going back, and then just gone in and gone back anyway? Theoretically. Semi Marco saying it's historic footage now. Exactly. It's there for posterity. Agreed, Sammy. Yeah. Oh. It's kind of funny. That's I don't know if I mentioned this. I was talking to a family member who said, I feel like I mentioned this. I was like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, like this in the Senegal video, and they were like, I don't know if I saw that one. I continued to describe it, and they're like, oh yeah, I had to stop watching that one out of fear for you. And I was like, well, bad news, they don't get much better. The ones coming up soon. One in particular, I've definitely mentioned this. I definitely mentioned this like a week ago. One in particular, I'm like, this one's gonna be a hard watch for those who care about my well-being. What's this sign? Can we just do Peru? Can we do Peru? It is Peru. I know it's Peru. Big Brain says it's Peru. In fact, I was editing the specific one that I'm thinking of today, and I was just like, this is so funny. This is absolutely hilarious. Because it just takes it takes the craziest, not like the craziest, it's just, it gets so out of left field. Sammy Marcus Sampro almost died in Central Asia. I'm not going to say which video it was. But it's just like if you would sat me down at the end of the day, or no, if you like if you were talking to me at the beginning of the day, you're like, oh, what are you looking forward to about today? Like, tell me what you think today is going to be, and I explain it. I'm like, okay, no, that's not what happens. It'd be so funny. I'm doing Peru. If you object, you've got like until I finish the water. Ugh. And grab a cough drop. You've got... You know what? You've had time. Sun's to the west, so it's setting. Skip. I don't care. Skip. I'm not doing this one. Just give it a second. I don't want to do these ones. I'm not crashing out. I'm not crashing out. I'm not crashing out. See? Okay, now we're back. Ah, man. Where's this? This is Lebanon. This is the United States. Bro. It's Colombia. WD, yeah. Arturo saying you need some milk. Christopher like saying here we go again. WD saying yes. Spiral. I wasn't crashing out. I wasn't. I was just waiting for a good round to start on. WD saying looks very Maltese. I was thinking the same thing and then I just clocked it. I was like, gotta be Lebanon. I think this is the Philippines. Why do I think it's the Philippines? Because we're in that neck of the woods, and they love basketball. And they tend to have a lot of concrete roads, and this is just a concrete basketball court. So that's what I'm going off of here. Ah, my foot. I gotta stretch it. Where's the thing? My stretcher is gone. I'm just gonna push down on it for a second. Okay, there we go. Oof. It's also infected, fun fact. I'm on it's 4 months of antibiotics now. It just never ends. Okay, Christopher likes saying they have basketball courts in Vietnam too. Alright. Noted. Thank you. I genuinely wasn't crashing out. It was a tactical... It was a strategy. That's what I'm going with. It was a strategy. More basketball courts. And also terrible news. 5 weeks from having to speak Russian, right? 2 people to the Russian military. 5 weeks from now, I will have to speak to the Russian military in Russian. I showed up to Russian class for a new semester last Monday. I'm pretty sure it's Philippine pesos. This is also in English. This is the Philippines. Anybody object to that? We're at 3. There we go. Isn't Iskar in Bulgaria? Nope, but there's Plevin. There we go. We got some cows. So one might be rough. Show up for the new semester of Russian on Monday. Sammy Marco's calling out my strategy. It was a strategy. It was just I didn't want to start off with one that's going to take 5 minutes to figure out when I could just keep failing until I got one that would take 2 seconds. That's grand strategy right there. You're playing chess? No. I'm playing chess. You're playing checkers. Christopher likes saying semi-marker. I just spat out my drink. But semi-marker's right. Russian class. Get there. I'm like, this is the semester I'm locking in. Taking tutoring now. I've got this. I'm taking structured Russian lessons 4 times a week now, right? I'm goated. I'm gonna knock this out of the park. I'm also talking a big game at the start of class because we're all friends at this point. We've been doing this for over a year now. We all know each other, and I've become good friends with one of them. W-Dig met him. W-Dig literally met him. So I'm talking a big game. Semi-Mark asking, were you going to talk to the Russian army Transnistria? Yes. Also, this is Thai or Cambodian, so we'll just look for a car. So I'm talking a big game. I'm like, look out. I wasn't going to tell them that I got a tutor so I could just magically get better, but then I felt bad in like 10 minutes by not telling them. So, talking a big game. Some of our regulars have dropped out. There's a new person. She comes in. She had lived in St. Petersburg. So she's like, in Russian with the teacher, who's like, I'm not picking up a word. Not a word. And then my friend who's Polish, so it's just, he's good at it because he already knows Polish. And then there's me and our other friend who are not, we're the 2 least best students in the class. I say least good to be diplomatic. We're not great. Her and I are just sitting there like, we're screwed. It goes for like saying, at least it's not in Ukraine. Yeah, at least that's not where I'm talking about. So Marcus saying Ewan should go to Ukraine. Ewan doesn't need to go there. Ewan doesn't need to do that. I'm happy in Transnistria. Yeah, I can talk to Russians there too. Big brain. Thank you, Sammy Marco. That is a great idea. W-Dig confirming that my friend is he's good people. But yeah, that was bad. Yes, Pridnestrovi, not Pridnestrovia. Pridnestrovi. Sammy Marco. In Transnistria, they don't like being called Transnistria. They say it. I have not done the research on this. I'm merely saying what I am aware of. What was I saying? Transnistria as a name is supposedly, why am I blanking on the word? Associated with, let's just go with the 40s to avoid saying specific words. It's associated with the 40s, the 1940s, and regimes that were in control in that region at the time. So, they don't love that word. They go by Pridnestrovi. This is a nightmare of a run. The arrows aren't working. There we go. So, yeah, there you go. The history lesson. I'm losing my mind with this. Stop. Sammy Marco saying, why do we call it that then? That's crazy. I don't think it's like I don't think it's as black and white as my explanation makes it out to be. I think to them it is as black, it is that black and white. There's got to be something in there that's like, here. Transnistria versus Pridnestria. I don't know how to spell it. External name, yeah, local Russian preferred name. They banned the term Transnistria. Okay, this isn't actually helpful. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, look at that. You're right, Semi-Market. Put in Nostrovia. Transnistria is just English name, depending on the ideology support. That said, the idea behind forcing foreigners to use the Russian name and not any other is that during Romanian occupation of World War II, Transnistrian region of Odessa Oblast was called Transnistria, hence it would be bad to use it. And other language, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, radical nationalists to call... Oh, okay. Yep. So, word became bad and English never adapted. I believe. Seems to be the TLDR. Joel Freak hopping in. A long time no see, Joel Freak. Hi from NYC, literally. Hope you're enjoying the city. Long trek in. It's, what are you up to in the wonderful Big Apple? I feel like you're probably at JFK or something. Cambodian People's Party. Semi-Marcus saying hi from Boston, not literally, but close. Same thing. Boston suburbs. Nobody ever says the name of the suburb. Speaking of Ukraine. I can't see what that dot is. It's dot something. Okay. Went to an event, so grabbed a hotel near Grand Central Station. All right. Throwing the money around. Big spender. Love it. Ukrop. That top word says Ukrainian. And that says .ua. Also, that I is specific to Ukrainian. Yeah. W Dixon Ukraine on sign. And Semi-Marco pointing out the I. And the nose is getting crazy itchy. You know what finally started happening? My nose started itching outside of the stream. I started noticing it in my real life as well, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. GeoGuessr is affecting all aspects of my life now. This is a bizarre one. I think it was Uganda or Kenya. Is my nose always so itchy? Joel Freak asking how's the foot? Where's the new video? Foot? Bad. Gotta call surgeon on I have an appointment with surgeon on Monday because it's now worse than it was pre-surgery. Where video? I've been purposely not giving updates so that I can surprise everybody when the video comes out. I want people to have no notice and then just look at their phone and see that I posted. Joel clocking it. Semi-Marco saying foot bad, foot good, food good, food good, yes, food good, foot bad. Hotel Trivago. That's funny. Do you still have a foot? You know, on Thursday, when I was really going through it, I thought, could they just amputate it? Could they just take it off and I can get back to normal life? At what point is that not a crazily irrational option? Just taking off the foot. And this was a genuine thought. Like, I need you to understand the pain I was in on Thursday. It was a genuine thought of maybe I should just ask them to amputate this. Yeah. Semi-Marco saying they could. Maybe next week Ewan will have one foot. Yeah. It's like I went to the podiatrist last week and they were like, it's infected. And I was like, can you just cut the infected part off? And they're like, no. I was like, sick. They're like, here's 4 months of antibiotics. I'm like, no. They're like, by the way, your pharmacy might only give you half of them at once. So if they do that, ask them for more. And I was like, okay. And then I went to the pharmacy. I picked them up. I got home. I was like, right. They might only give me half. Let me look how many they gave me. They gave me one. They gave me one single antibiotic. Luckily, I'm on 2 different antibiotics, so I'm just taking the other one right now. Go crazy. We going crazy. Trey's saying that's kooky talk. I don't know. I'm in a lot of pain. In Soviet Russia, language speak you. The Russian does speak me. It does speak me. Russian says Privyet. Меня зовут Ewan. Joel Freegaston, have you removed the brain worm? No. Left hand drive Kenya maybe. Streams Kenya. Yeah, we're at 7. Nice. Speaking of Producti. So that's a store. Also Producti. Fruct. That's fructy. Yeah, put a brainworm in to block the pain from the foot. These are such great ideas, guys. Thank you all. I appreciate the assist in my recovery. I will toss these options by my surgeon tomorrow. I am so excited. This is Russian. It says Russia. Right there. It says Russian. So, any objections? Yeah, W. Dig saying Russia spotted. You know, I wonder. Okay. I was curious to see GeoGuessr's where GeoGuessr said Crimea falls. For real, Sammy Marco, we need RFK to try take a trip to New York. I need bro. I need him to come help me. Dude, it's in so much. It's in pain again. Oh, I'm like pressing it against the floor to stretch it. This sucks. Yeah, run out of RFK would be run out of town so fast. W saying GeoGuessr remains based. What does it do for coward. What was the other one I wanted to check? Right. Yeah, I remember it does that. Where else? Here we go. Coward again. GeoGuessr deciding not to weigh in on international disputes. What does it say here? Yep. Interesting. Watch I accidentally click Venezuela. Oh, Bangladesh flag on banner? Oh, yep, there it is. I was too busy clicking on other countries. Good spot, W. Dig. GeoGuessr does pain my foot, Sammy Marco. Ooh, feeling kind of hungry. You know what I had today? In addition to the 4 Diet Dr. Peppers. I don't remember. Oh, I had oatmeal with Greek yogurt, with a coffee and a Diet Dr. Pepper. And then I had a double chicken kava bowl with a Diet Dr. Pepper. And then I had another double chicken kava bowl with a Diet Dr. Pepper. Go crazy. And then there was another Diet Dr. Pepper in there somewhere. So they're renovating the Chipotle. That was the worst. I walked over to Chipotle Friday night, closed, like tarps in the window. I'm like, no. El Tired saying, so you land in the Halab triangle for GeoGuessr. Neither country shows us owning the territory. What does it do? I think it just doesn't have coverage. I think that's the workaround. WDIG saying you win the entire game. Christopher likes saying such an odd combination. Sammy Marcos and Ewan, how are you not sick with this type of diet? So, funny you say that. I went for a walk because my day was, it was breakfast, Russian tutoring, editing. I'm like, oh, Ljubljana. This is, I brain fart. Slovenia. Any objections? But editing from like noon on, and come 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock I was feeling just like weird, so I went for a walk, and then I'm a few blocks from home, and my stomach starts feeling some type of way. I'm like, uh-oh. So I start picking up the pace. I get home. My roommate's in the bathroom. There's only one bathroom. I'm like, no. I'm like pacing. It's not good. He opens the door. He's showering. I can hear him showering. I'm like, no, this is going to take forever. He opens the door, and I scare him because I'm like on the floor. And I'm like, get out. He's like talking. He's like, what are you doing on the floor? I'm like, I say something in response, and he tries to have a conversation, and I say, move. And we're friends. We can talk to each other like that. And then I just fly into the bath, like, horrible experience. And that was in between the two bowls, so I had another one, and then like another Diet Dr Pepper and a half. So I am sick with this diet. El Tired saying, when I fly to Egypt next year, I'm gonna go to the triangle, and shoot some tracker coverage to see what happens. That'd be really funny. That would be the funniest moment in the channel's history. We do a whole stream where we check out the checker footage in the triangle, click through it. Hilarious. So I don't exactly recognize this script. It's India, but I don't know the script, which is interesting. Let's keep going. I mean, does anybody object to India? No. Here we go. Ahmedabad. This is India. Nice. Love the tunnels. Get a hydration break. My nose is seriously just insane. So itchy. It's a very long tunnel. W Dig saying indoor in tunnels. Good thought, good thought. Let's see. Might have a yogurt after this. Not in Dora. This is somewhere. Is this Norway? Yeah, this is Norway. Anything that can... There we go. That's what I was looking for. This is exactly what I was looking for. Green commercial Norwegian plate. Love it. Where are we now? Joel Freaks in Raisin Canes. Meet me. Lol. Dude, if I have Raisin Canes, my stomach will explode. Raisin Canes after the diet today that I just described, that would kill me. I don't think I can eat it either. I think it's fried, right? I'll bring a towel. Okay, Joel Freak. My stomach's starting to not feel awesome again. It's definitely the Dr. Pepper. Christopher likes saying Zaxby's at Joel Freak. You know, I've never had Zaxby's. They have a bunch of them. Like, in Tampa, I've never been to one. Cookout, though. Cookout. I know it's not specifically chicken, but goes crazy. Christopher Like will know what I'm talking about. Cookout is just another level. It's I can't. It's too good. I'm not supposed to eat any of it. It's so good. It makes anybody with a stomach, it makes so sick. I mean, it's so ill. Christopher Like saying Cookout is interesting. That's not what I expected you to say. Christopher Like, why is it interesting? I feel like it's the most lukewarm review I've ever heard of Cookout. Joel Freak saying Tofu Land. Is that a place? Is it an actual store? Rory Shea saying there's now a Cookout in St. Pete. That's not information that I can have. I'm too disciplined at home. I wouldn't do that. When I'm in like North Carolina, I'm like, well, I'm clearly not supposed to be here. I can have something that will put me in pain. If I'm in Florida, I'm like, I should be somewhat responsible. I know the good places here. Christopher Like saying it's not the best and it's not the worst. It's pretty bad, but like it's goated. If that makes sense. You get so much food that tastes so greasy and disgusting in a good way for like no money. It's like 7 cents for 3 burgers, a thing of cheese fries, a side of 5 more burgers. What else can you get? Just like 800 things. It's like the most bizarre menu. Cookout restaurant. Like my stomach's hurting thinking about it. Not now. Menu. French fries, hot dog. It's beef, pulled pork, banana milkshake, banana pudding milkshake, burger with cheesy bites. Oops. 2 corn dogs. It's a 2 corn dog meal. Oh, this is the tray. You get this on the tray. The junior tray is a small burger, 2 corn dogs, a BLT, a hot dog, and a quesadilla. The normal tray, big double burger, regular chicken, regular ham. There's no way that actually it just fully can't be right. Can hardly read this. Oh, the tray is $5. I'm not doing it right. I'm not. Doesn't matter. Sammy Marco asking why can't you have fried food? Because my gallbladder doesn't work correctly, and if it tries to attack me if I have too much fried food. I can have some, but I just generally avoid it as the pain that comes with it is really unpleasant. So it's just better to avoid it and not hit the tolerance point. Christopher Lake saying, I will say Cookout makes Sonic look like the greatest place on earth. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Sonic. I went once. I don't even remember what we got. I really don't remember what we got. I think it was like an icy or a milkshake or something like that. It wasn't for food. It was for dessert. And it was like a 45-minute drive. We were really bored. Yellow plate. Could this be Laos? Side of the road's the steering wheel on. Yeah, it's on the correct side. What side of the road does Laos drive on? The yellow plate is interesting. Let's keep on going. What could we use to determine where this is? My stomach is not loving this. Where's the sun? You know what? That's not going to be helpful. Cookout would go so crazy. Yeah, Christopher likes saying Sonic is trash. My dad loves it. I hate the place. What does Sonic have? They have burgers and stuff too, right? I just never... I don't know how they stay open. Trey's saying their hot dogs were great back in the day. Sonic or Cookout? Keep on going, keep on going. W. Dick saying Sonic's cool because of the roller skates, but that's it. I totally forgot about that. Completely forgot about that. Ooh, blah, blah, blah. Where are we? We're only on 13. I kind of want to go for Laos, but I'm not convinced that it's Laos. Such a pain. Popcorn. Okay, Joel Freaks in popcorn chicken rocks there. Pretzel is decent. That's Sonic, right? Alright, you know, Sonic. There's a Sonic in Queens. Is that Brooklyn? That's Brooklyn. What does that look like on the Sonic? That kind of makes more sense. Sonic. Okay, everyone's saying Sonic. Alright, let's look at the Flushing Avenue Sonic Drive-In. How do I... it doesn't look very drive-in. Where's Street View? No way. I have to go. $1.99 queso wraps. The Sonic Smasher. I guess I'll go. Huh. Yeah, Joel Freaks in this one right on Nassau Queens border. I think I saw that on the map there. Oh, that's not the right thing. Yeah, W. Dick saying that's very much not a drive-in. Sonic. How do they deal with the roller skates then? Yeah, that's the Queens-Nassau border one, I'm assuming. That's an actual one. That's an actual, like, drive-up. Yeah, non-drive-in Sonic. When is that? Exactly. Okay, Trey's saying their drinks are high profit margin. Interesting. Maybe I'll check it out. I don't. It kind of seems. No, it's not. What was it? Flatbush? Oh, I'm not going there. Where's the? I was near here last week, I think. Yeah, I was. What line is this? The M and the J. It would actually be very not hard to get there. I just don't want to. Enough. Oh. Yeah, tracing right on the 7. Yeah, it's the 7 and the M. It would be very easy to get there, but I don't want. It's like just going to Brooklyn is so far. There has to be a reason. Like, I guess that is a reason. It's far. W. Dixon came back from a family reunion today on Long Island. So glad to be back in New Jersey. It's probably like an hour and a half there, right? I have friends who do that, who go from New Jersey and see family in Long Island, and they're complaining that it takes like an hour and a half to get there. It's just crazy. Still in the middle of nowhere. What if we found a Sonic drive-in out here? Sammy Marco saying going to Brooklyn is so far. Most Manhattanite transplant thing to say. I would argue that, a lot of people my age like going to Brooklyn, though. I don't. I don't like Manhattan either. I don't like any. I like Queens. Queens is harder to get to, but it has character. Like, it's a real place. Brooklyn and Manhattan are like bash my head in. Sammy Marker's asking, why do you live in New York if you don't like it? I do like it, and I don't like it. And that would be the case with anywhere I live. WD's saying like 2 hours for traffic, but it could have been worse. Yeah, I guess so. Same, yeah. Like you're never gonna like anywhere 100%. And it's just very. The pros outweigh the cons. Essentially. The people here are the worst. They're terrible. Everybody sucks. Like obviously have friends. A lot of great friends here. But like disproportionate amount of people who I just cannot stand. Yeah. Christopher like also making a good point. Yeah, ask any New Yorker. It's a love-hate relationship with the city. Exactly. It's like, oh man, it's very crowded and it kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's like, the convenience. If you go anywhere else, it's like, you forgot to get food and it's 10 p.m. Sucks to suck. Not everywhere else, but like I've definitely dealt with that at home. It's 10 p.m. and I'm hungry and there's nothing healthy that I can get, and I'm like, well, so you know. There's a more exhaustive list that I could go into in more detail, but that's too much real life at that point. Where are we? Freezette saying, if this is ignored, I'll know I've been shadow banned and will send Mr. Wang to take my revenge. What is ignored, Freezite? You might have already just said something that didn't pop up because it was not good. Christopher likes saying the YouTuber Zero Enigma will tell you that, Sammy Marco. Do I know who that is? Have we talked about that? Who that? WJ saying Freezite back with a banner. Freezite saying time for new violence. I'm just explaining. I'm literally just I'm not even. It's not even a complaint. I'm just talking. I'm just sharing. I'm sharing that New York cool, but New York also suck. I don't like Brooklyn. Manhattan is better, but also kind of sucks. Everywhere kind of sucks. Oh, it's the name calling bicycle rider that goes through Manhattan. That would have been my second or third guess. Love that guy. Just doing the real work out there. Got to get people out of the bike lanes. It's so annoying. I literally this older woman and I. This woman had a cane. We're crossing the street and we cross through a bike lane. It's one of those separated bike lanes. It's like a median, and then we get to the bike lane. And this 23-year-old transplant on a city bike nearly hits her. I'm like a step behind her, and the transplant just looks at her like, oh, what are you doing? We had the right of way. We had this. She blew the red. It's just like, bro, the entitlement is crazy. I hate it. Yeah, Trey saying agreed, love to visit, could never live there. I once thought the same. Actually, I didn't like visiting. I hated New York for years. Alas. Loved it. Like, went one time as a teenager and thought it was the coolest place ever, and then when I was 18, I was like, I hate it. But it's funny, there was like one summer, I was like 14, came to the Northeast for like a week or two, got to experience the Northeast U.S. and was like, wow, someday I'm going to go to college in Washington, D.C., and I'm going to live in New York City. And I completely forgot about that, did not plan any part of my life around that, and then that's exactly what happened. So, what's the invisible string theory? Can we just do Cambodia or Laos here? Like this, it's so long and we're getting nothing. Can we just do Laos, please? Freezite saying WD is not a complainer, gets more digits than the accountant during tax season. Look, I'm not going to argue with WD being a baller. But I'm also a baller. I'm doing louse. I'm like, if anyone is firmly against this, you can say something and I will stop. But I'm gonna do it. It doesn't feel yeah, Sammy Marcosin is a cyclist. I hate when other cyclists are terrible, especially when our main enemy should be the cars. See, that's what I hate, like on a bike, is when other cyclists do stupid stuff, and it's like that reflects bad on all of us. That's why people don't like us, because you're stupid. I'm a law-abiding citizen. You're an idiot, but you make people hate me. Tracy's saying I thought I saw Spanish. Wait, does that make this Colombia then? There was a Spanish sign earlier. Then this is Colombia. My brain is off. Yeah. Well, thank you for saying that, Trace. No. No. Christopher likes saying that's why Zero Enigma is a legend there. For real. For real. W. Dick saying bro. What's the bro about? Oh, stretch the foot. Stretch the foot. Left hand drive. Okay. W. Dick saying this feels tie. Well, it's left hand drive, and with that alphabet, it's tie. It's that easy sometimes. Yeah, Trey's saying boom. Yeah, I wish I'd remembered the Spanish. That round would have been done 10 minutes sooner. Okay. Kind of looks Spanish, but I'm not. Shouldn't there? What's on that side? Where's the sun? Where's the sun? It's too cloudy of a day. I want to see more stuff. Okay. That's Spanish. Is it? Yeah. It said an Argentine plate. Let's go look over here. There were cars parked. I want to see their plates. Dude, this foot is going crazy. I just text my physical therapist, be like, yo, when are you back from Mexico? I need you back here. Sammy Marco saying good night, chat. Yeah. Night, Sammy Marco. Have a wonderful week. Freezite saying good night, Sammy. Need that car's plate. Argentine plate. Love it. I don't know. Gospel Oak. Gee, I wonder where we are. Pheasants. Wow, where could this be? White front plate. Yellow rear plate. I'm flying through. We're going crazy. This is interesting. There we go. There's civilization that way. Come on. Keep going. Just got really, like, fuzzy. Oh, come on back. And okay, that's something. Keep moving. This is very freaky. I can't tell what language that is. This is kind of okay. It's less freaky now. The vibes were very freaky for a second. Just the sun kind of going down. It was weird. Spooky. I have no idea where we are. No, I was maybe hoping for a sticker on the car. Love to see some more words. No. Oh, I'm amazed I have any ounce of tired in me to yawn. With all the caffeine. Oh, Romanian flag. Okay, well that's easy. Any objections to Romania? Christopher likes saying giving me Czech vibes. It felt just vaguely like Central Eastern Europe. I really had no idea what to do with it. But yeah, W. Dixon, Romania, send. Christopher likes saying Romania. It is. Get a house out there in the distance. Okay, just making sure there's not a whole town with 30 national flags behind us. Let's read this sign. What's going on? No. Okay, European. This feels kind of. It kind of feels Swedish, but it isn't. Like maybe Baltic. I feel like, you know what? This could be Estonia. Just going entirely off vibes. Like no actual solid evidence. Vibes alone, Estonia. I did have a somewhat logical way of coming about that, but I don't think it. I wouldn't even know how to verbalize it. So let's look at. Nope, no language on any of these signs. If it's Estonia, I'm gonna be so insufferable about it. Ethan Brujas saying that wood siding on the house is common in Estonia. Love to hear that. W. Dixon feels Sweden. Can't really read this over here. Peruskolu. Huh. I'm not sure if. Okay. Yeah, WX saying feels Sweden, not Sweden, either Finland or Estonia. We've got Sarvijoki and Pula and Isonkalanti. Wait, TIE is Finland, right? TIE is Finland, TEE is Estonia. Let me look. There's a TE. I need a TEE. Okay, WDig saying, yep, Finland send. Let's do it. Love it. My amazing powers did not help me. Mountains to the north. We've got Spanish. Realidad. Interesting. Mountains to the north is weird. Oh, well, that's an Argentinian flag. Right? It's literally the Falklands. I'm not calling them the other name. Everyone's been calling him by recently. Yeah. Oh, wait. Could you imagine? It'd be the craziest clip as I, like, say they aren't Argentinian and then click on them when I'm trying to guess Argentina. Oh, yeah, I can see why they have a picture of that. Is there a port there? It's called Puerto San Julian, so yeah. I would assume they weren't happy about that. 30 edition. Christopher likes saying, don't start another war now. The England-Argentina match was already intense. They started that one. I like how I try to be very apolitical on this channel. Like, I try never to say my opinion on things, at least too in-depth, and then there I'm like, I'm not calling them the Malvinas. What's you know what? It looks kind of French, but I can't tell. Is that red? It's weird. Like red where the blue should be. Nope, it's just Belgian, I think. I really can't tell. No, it's. I really can't. .be. Yep, right there. Super hard to see, but it's right there. Yeah, W. Dick saying French language. Yep. That tracks for this being Belgium. Any objections? Should we keep looking, or good enough, we think? That red right there. Alright. Alright, let's do it. Nobody's objecting. Love it. It's an interesting building. Where are we? Very okay. Jawa Barat, where's that? Is this Indonesia? WD saying Malaysia. Well, that's not good if we're saying two different places. You'd think at this point we'd have the difference between these two down, but we really don't. Just gonna keep looking at. Are those minions on that sign? Thought I saw minions. Love the minions. They're great reaction gifs. Even if it's completely unrelated to whatever you're talking about to people, if you just respond with a minion gif, there's no going wrong. It's the best way to communicate with people. That way you never even have to like take a hard stance on anything or like have a strong opinion. It's just, here's the minion. It's the minion meme where it said, who pressed fast forward on my weekend? It's all you ever gotta do. W. Dick saying the Arabic strip feels more Malaysian, but I don't know. See, I was thinking it felt more Indonesian. What's... Nope, that sign's torn off. Maybe it won't be if we go another frame back, and we went too far back. Bro. It says have a nice day. Just maybe a point in the direction of Malaysia because of British colonization, but at the same time you really never know. Exactly, W-Dig. Where are the flags? If anything, a lack of national flags points us toward Malaysia rather than Indonesia. What could tell us one over the other? It's really just flags. Like, that's how we tell these two apart. These ones aren't even... There's no logic to these. Well, there we go. WD saying Batang is Malay, right? And that would have swayed me had we not seen this at the exact same moment. So, you know, it could be a red herring. I don't really care. WD saying, wait. Christopher Lake saying, well, guess it's Indonesia. There it is. Oh, no. No, and it's left-hand drive to... Where's the sun? The sun's to the south? That's confusing. That means it has to be Kenya. I think this is Kenya. You could argue the sun's to the west, but it's slightly more to the south. Kenya's on the equator. I think this is the Kenyan truck. Yeah, Trey's saying we need bollards. We need anything. Christopher Lex saying screams Australia, South Africa, which I see it. I hear you. But the truck says otherwise. The sun placement says otherwise. I would really like to... We're never going to catch that car. I need another car to come by. I need a car to come by. And we can clock Kenyan plates. Ideally in the next 8 minutes so that we don't have to do this from the start again. Those are Kenyan plates. I know it's a truck, but still. Anybody object? I think that this is solid. The sun is where it should be. The truck is correct. Like the Google coverage truck. And then this truck, also its plate. Those are 3 clues. I think we're good. Christopher likes saying Kenya. I just needed one person to agree so that I have someone to blame it on. There we go. Love it. 2 Norwegian commercial plates. Sometimes it's that simple. Joe Freak saying it's clearly Maine, of course. You know what I will say? Best $40 I've ever spent. Yeah, French. Is that fan. Not having an AC, I would be dripping here right now. That has made sitting in here unbearable to, like, I have no issues. It's not cold, but no issues. That has been a lifesaver. Best 40. It's going to take like 4 days for the new AC unit to get here. Saving my life. Could hardly sleep last night with the heat. And then, like, genuinely just best $40 ever. Can't tell. It's not a Belgian plate. They're not exactly French. Joel Freak saying it's 80 out. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Dripping in here regardless. Yeah. I don't know. I'm Floridian. I can do heat. It was bad. I think these are French plates. I can kind of see, the blue on either side. Yeah. This is France. Any objections? Alright. We're rolling with it. Love it. Brittany? Nice. This will be Australia, New Zealand. Where specifically? I don't know. Which one? I don't know. Christopher likes saying, yeah, the day I overheated at the time it was 81 degrees outside with a heat index of 106. Yeah. That's insane. I'm trying to think how hot it was when I saw the person pass out from heat stroke. It was definitely like not that bad. It was not a day of concern. And then just Australian flag. Oh, look at that. Launceston. Very interesting. Yep, W. Dick saying Aussie. Christopher likes saying just because it's 80 outside doesn't mean squat. Joel Freak saying that was Celsius. What are you referring to? Is this Turkish? Ewannnawe, the cool life. Got a mosque in the distance. We've got a... Is that a Turkish flag? Kind of looks like it. Nope, it's not. Oh, ADC. Yeah, ADC would be pretty bad. Alright, yeah, this is Turkish. Any objections? There's no dir, but, I mean, there we go. Sign right there. Sign. Flag. 80 Celsius would just be like death. Alright, let's run it. Love it. Yep, W. Dick saying good descend. What we got here? Yay! This is what, Slovenia? That's what I would guess. I'm not gonna find any of these places. Oh, wait. Nope, found it. There it is. Any objections to that? Ba ba ba. That actually hurt my throat doing that. W. Dick saying, what a snipe, thank you. Thank you, just goated. Crazy. Throwing another cough drop. Alright. Let's run it. Love it. 28. See, we've come. I think today's been a good day. I think this has been successful. Other than like we're gonna finish in the 30s, which is our average. Easy. Granted, we're getting a couple like softball rounds. Just like underhand, like let's just lob in it. Perivalka. I can't read that. Ship it. The 7 is Russia and Kazakhstan. I would feel safe going Russia here. And of course, that's gone now. These aren't Kazakh plates either. This is Russia. Any objections to that? W. Dig is down for Russia. It's 9:59. I think we do it. Moninsky Pavarat. How do we feel? Wait, let's look at that cat. That are you. But those move. Jan, that's taxi. Yep, W. Dick saying taxi. Rostov Todor. All right, we're running it. Boom. Moscow. All right. With that, a fairly successful week. We came back from the brink. I would call this a success despite getting something wrong like halfway through and crashing out. I don't think I crashed out. But with that, I will see you back here next week. Same time as always. I do need to mess with the calendar on the Discord. I'll do that right now to reflect the being away in Moldova. W. Dick saying arguable crash out. Thank you. Or wait. I just said agree. Wait. No, I don't agree. That was not a crash out. Christopher Lexon, have a great week, everyone. Yes, have a great week, everybody. Stay safe. Don't do anything crazy. And I will see you back here next Sunday.